Hey there, and welcome to Tori in the Studio, the podcast where creativity meets real life. I'm your host, Tori Heyman, artist, maker, small business owner, and I am here to bring you the behind the scenes of the maker world. Each episode, I will sit down with fellow creatives, entrepreneurs, and dream chasers to talk about the messy, magical journey of building a business from the heart. Whether you're crafting at the kitchen table or running a full-time studio, this space is for you. Now let's get inspired, get real, and keep creating. Now, let's get into today's episode. On this week's Tori in the Studio, we are diving into the world of body scrubs, wax melts, and cozy candles with the maker behind Shayna's Creations. We are talking about how she started the magic of scent and self-care and how she's building a business one handmade product at a time. Tune in to hear how a love for fragrance became a growing brand and grab some inspiration for your own creative journey. From Shayna's Creations, she, you guys, is amazing. She makes body scrubs, wax melts, candles, and more. And let me tell you, when I tell you that she's my favorite person here in town for body scrubs and waxes, I really mean it. I use her stuff every single day. I introduced her as Shayna's Creations, but let's get into the name a little bit. Shayna, I've seen you multiple times across Facebook. You go by many names. I believe that Shayna's Beaded Creations is one, Shay's Creations, and
S&M Candles.
S&M Candles. That's that's the one.
That one is my Facebook tag. It started out when, I guess back in like 2021, 2020, during the COVID scene, I started making candles, and I thought it would be funny, thought it would be really cool to call it S&M because of Shayna and Marcus. Is that one. But you can also another thing, like, use it. You can use my candles and drip them on your body, I guess, whatever. Body oil, body massage, body wax candle.
Love
there
it.
You go.
Love it.
S&M candles.
Love it. And I do have those body wax candles, and I love them. You said that you started in 2021?
Yeah.
Okay, what got you started? Because for me, I woke up in the middle of a sleep and woke up Jake and told him I had a business idea.
I didn't wake Marcus up in the middle of our sleep, but I did wake up early in the morning and I had this idea, and I went to the store and I impulsively bought everything for said idea, and it just became a thing.
Yeah.
I made my first 3 candles that day, and from that day on, I was ordering stuff online to continue this venture.
So you make a lot of like self-care items, I would call it. Was self-care always something that was super important to you, or was this like just a spur of the moment decision?
No, this was something that I've always used. The sugar scrubs. Perfumes are one of my favorites. Candles were my top favorite because you can't have a clean house and then not have something that smells good afterwards.
Yep. I think I've told you that on more than one occasion, that I deep clean my space, and I have used one of your products to really set the vibe.
Yep.
In my office, I have your wax melts. In my room, I have your wax melts, and that's for me like how I just really, I put your scents in there and I want to work.
Yeah.
That's how good they are. So you went and you impulsively bought all the supplies you needed. What was the very first product that you created?
The first one that I made was an orange cream candle. And I made it white, and I made it blue, like white and blue tie-dye, I guess. Like the base of it was white. And then I added the dye to the top of it, and it swirled out. It looked really cool, and they smelled good, and so I just kept doing it.
So is your process the same today as it was then?
No, ma'am.
How has it changed? What would you say the biggest change in your process is?
I would say upgrading your supplies, first of all, and then upgrading your tools. When I first started making candles, I started making candles doing a double boiling pot, and now I have a wax melter that sits on my counter that I could actually like pack up and bring it with me if I needed to go somewhere else for the day or something like that, and I needed to like absolutely had to be doing my candles or whatever. I could pack it up and I can bring it with me.
That's amazing. I love that. That's how I feel about some of my equipment. A lot of my equipment runs off of Wi-Fi, unfortunately, so I have to be connected somehow to use most of it. But most of my files that I use are saved on my phone or on my iPad as, in the cloud, and then I can, use my Cricut machine or whatever offline.
Right.
So let's talk about your packaging, your branding, and one question I want you to think about, but before we get there, is how to make yourself stand out at a market. So first, let's touch on the packaging bit of it. For everybody listening, if you haven't seen Shayna's stuff, her packaging is very clean, very crisp. She doesn't overdo it with her packaging, but she does a great job of letting everybody know her contact information and what the scent actually is. So what is your favorite part about your packaging that you have?
I would say my packaging. Normally, if I don't have any labels that are made or bought on hand, I'll just go to the store, get a package of clean labels and or blank labels, and write the scent of the candle. I'll tell you what it is, whether it's wax melts or diffuser oil, body spray, or whatever, and then I'll put my business name down, which is Shay's Creations.
I want to say that when Shayna and I first started talking, we realized that there's a lot of other small businesses out there that are unwilling to work with people that make multiple varieties of items. Even for myself, when I was selling air fresheners, I had about, I think it was capped over 30 at one point, 30 air freshener scents I had.
Yeah.
So to find somebody who's willing to make all of those scent variety labels for you is extremely difficult. But when you and I started talking, I saw your logo and I knew where we were going with it. So I'm super excited that I am able to provide her with something that can definitely upgrade her packaging. And I'm not trying to boast myself in any sense, but this is how a cooperative business relationship works, I think, is that we just kind of just start the conversation. Like, I guarantee that if you message Shayna today and we're like, hey girl, can you make this? 100%. I know she could.
We'll figure something
I
out.
messaged her. This is a true testament, and I think that we've said this publicly already before, but I've messaged her before and I said, hey girl, do you remember those gel candles from the 90s? She said 100%. She knew what I was talking about, and I told her that I wanted one, but I didn't want the candle part of it. I really legit just wanted to finger this thing. So I didn't need the wick part of it. So she made the gel candle for me, but not only did she pull through on that, I had a Lisa Frank character that is a whole other story that I gave to her, and she put it in there. So I had my very own 90s sensory gel uncandle, we'll call it. Because I love that thing. It sits on my desk and it brings me so much joy. But that's just a testament of the type of business person that she is, because literally you message you with an idea and you make it happen, right?
100%. That's what you gotta do. And I try my hardest to go outside of the box and think outside of the box. And there's a bunch of different ideas that I do want to try out that are coming out here soon. So,
well, that's a wrap on part 1 of my chat with Shayna from Shay's Creations. I loved hearing how she got started and the heart behind what she does. It's always cool to see how her passion can turn into something really that's just quite thriving here in Klamath Falls. And hey, we're just getting started, so be sure to keep an eye out for part 2, where Shayna and I dive deeper into the ups and downs of running a creative business. You do not want to miss it.